Hey guys, what's up? It's Samantha, and this week I'm doing a plan with me featuring the SPC Cafe kit. This is the second time I'm actually using this kit. I don't know if I filmed a video the first time I used this kit, but it would have been a couple years ago. It's just such a pretty kit that I did buy it when she re-released it, and I also bought like a separate sheet of just the full boxes because she did offer that, which isn't something she normally does because I saved my extras from the first time I used this, so I figured I'd be able to do a third spread combining all of my extras from both of the kits, if that makes sense. So I also pulled in this really beautiful marble Simply Gilded washi. I think this was the marble washi that we got at the SPC planner party this year, so it matches the SPC marble pattern that she uses a lot. And then I also pulled in 5mm Simply Gilded washi in black and pink with the gold bows, and just alternated that going down. I kind of just did long strips this time and then cut them all together, but it's hard to like get your sidebar straight all the way down, but it also takes forever if you cut each piece individually. So I was trying something different and trying to like do this so I could just cut all the way down, but I think things were still a little crooked. I put stuff was a little off on one of the boxes. I don't know if I actually rearrange stuff, but it's not the straightest sidebar I've ever done. Let's put it that way. But it was definitely faster to do it this way. So I did pull in a ton of really pretty gold foil from SPC and a couple of other shops, but when I do SPC gold, I usually stick to mostly just using SPC gold because it's a softer gold than a lot of my other gold icons I have. Though I guess I did pull in quite a bit of like Magic Prince Co stuff in here, and her gold's a little warmer toned, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I put my full boxes down in the wrong place, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do my glitter headers and my deco, and I don't really have anything to talk about this week, so I am just going to let this fast forward through, and then I will jump back in when I'm going day by day. So the first thing here is filling out my sidebar. The first thing I marked is that my brother-in-law Steven came to visit on Monday, and then it was also book talk week at work. So this was the week we were doing a bunch of book talks to middle schoolers and sort of talking up summer reading. So I did a ton of book talks this week. I had one or sometimes two, I think, just about every day. So that was the second thing I marked, which the suitcase that I used to mark my brother-in-law visiting is from Papershire, and then the foil book is from Magic Prince Co., and I do end up putting a Mandy Dreams arrow in there. And then the final thing is just marking that I read a ton this week. I read a bunch of books, partially, I think, prepping for book talks, and then also just there was a lot of reading going on. There's a lot of reading going on most weeks in my life. That's basically all I do. So I actually didn't read quite as much in July and August. I sort of chilled out a little bit, which was nice, but my idea of not reading a lot was still reading like 11 or 12 books in a month. So still read a lot. But yeah, this week was pretty uneventful. It was pretty like busy at work just because of all the book talks. So my time wasn't quite as loosey-goosey, and I was definitely more tired when I got home at night. But on Monday, I had work, and then I came home and did some cleaning stuff, and then Steven was here, which I just marked with a Clever Gal Crafts heart because I don't really have a lot of family or like socialization stickers that aren't girly. And most family stickers have like little kids in them. I need to find stickers for when you have like adult relatives or like you're spending family time with like adult family members, that kind of stuff. Because I don't know, they're probably out there and I've just missed them along the way. But we did end up ordering pizza in because I didn't want to cook. It was pretty last minute that he was coming over. He came up to visit my sister-in-law, and then he came over to play video games with Joe, and then he just ended up crashing at our house instead of driving back on Monday night. And I just chilled out upstairs and read, and then I watched part of Moana. I don't think I finished it, but I did watch part of Moana, and that Moana is from a sampler, and I can't remember the name of the shop, but it was from the SPC planner party. And then on Tuesday, I did a load of towels in the morning, which I forgot to write in there, but I did that. And then I'm going to mark that I like sat down and paid a bunch of bills here, but I did it weird, and I'm going to end up changing it. And then this evening, I also, more specifically, Joe took care of a bunch of car tasks. Like my brake light was out, I needed an oil change, and I needed to fill up on gas. So Joe basically took my car when I got home, and he went and got my oil changed. And while they were changing the oil, he changed my brake light. So it was like double dipping on time, and then he went and filled up my tank afterwards, which was really nice because I hate dealing with car stuff, and I will put it off for as long as humanly possible because I just hate dealing with car stuff. So yeah, then I did some filming, editing, uploading, did all that kind of stuff, which I marked with a flag and then with a Coffee Monsters Co. computer emoji, and I think this was from her spring colorway, I think. And then I just got like a bunch of little tasks done on Tuesday night. I'm like way ahead of myself, but I marked that with a cleaning munchkin. Just like a ton of little, like, you know, those little like piddly things that each thing collectively only takes like a couple of minutes to do, whether it's going through a pile of mail or like putting away some like little paperwork stuff or cleaning up a small area. You know what I mean? Like those little things that like not enough to mark on their own, but I just got a bunch of piddly stuff done on Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, I woke up and was just feeling kind of like reading slumpy. So I decided I wanted to reread An Enchantment of Ravens, which is a pretty short book. It's under 300 pages. It's just like a fun, dark, fae-centered fantasy, and it's not like a 5-star read for me, but it's very, very enjoyable, and it's super easy reading for me. So it's like a 4-star book for me. It definitely has its flaws, but I find it super enjoyable, and it's just so easy for me to read. So I read that just to like sometimes if I stop reading, it'll take me a few days to pick up a book again, just to like jump into something. And I ended up reading, I think, all of it on Wednesday. But I read a bunch with my coffee in the morning, and then I went to work, and it was my friend's son's birthday. He's 4. I can't believe he's so big. but I marked with a little thing that it was his birthday. I probably should have put that at the top of the page, but I didn't want to like undo everything and put stuff down. And then I did FaceTime Jack while he was opening the presents I had sent him for his birthday. I got him like lots of books because that's what I get him every year for every holiday and his birthday and stuff. So yeah, I FaceTimed him while I was at work so I could watch him just for like 5 or 10 minutes so I could watch him open his books. And he was just, like being a 4-year-old and running around and stuff and just being like super high energy. But it was really fun to get to watch him open those since I can't be there because they don't live here. So on Wednesday also, I don't know why I just said that again. Like obviously it's still Wednesday. It was trash day. Again, something that should have been at the top of the day. And I didn't notice I didn't put it down until later. So I, again, didn't want to undo everything. And then I talked to my mom on the way home from work. And then I came home and cuddled and watched YouTube with Joe. And this day was just a hot mess because I also forgot to put down my little things for unloading the dishwasher in Amazon. So I ended up just putting them over the washi because I didn't want to undo everything and try to like finagle. This was just like a struggle bus plan with me. There's like a couple of days that I put stuff down and then basically like pulled it all back up, and I just didn't want to do it for Wednesday, but I wanted to mark everything. So I would not have done a half box for like cuddling and watching YouTube. I would have done like a label or something and then done the 2 little things, but I just didn't want to pull everything back up. So I didn't. I was feeling lazy. I just wanted to get this spread done. I had the outline done, or not the outline, the base down for a while, for a few days. And I sometimes like all the icons and stuff, I just get very overwhelmed. So I tried to keep this one a little simpler. I used a lot of Papershire stuff and like icons that came with the kit, just trying to keep it a little calmer. And I actually did film filling everything out on camera this time. Let me know what you guys think of that, because I had stopped doing that on camera, and then I just don't know why I recorded myself doing it this time. So let me know what you think. So Thursday I had work. I actually left work early because we had a pest control appointment at our house at 4 o'clock that I needed to drive back for, and it was my parents' wedding anniversary. So I marked that with a flag and a Papershire cake. And then I marked that we had a pest control appointment. We had carpenter ants out the wazoo in the spring, and so it was like our second treatment, but I was just so sick. They were only upstairs, which was really weird, but I was just sick of like ants, carpenter ants everywhere, because they're like the big ones. I don't like them. I don't like ants at all. And then Joe and I went out and got drinks with our friend Clay at a local restaurant to celebrate him starting at the place I work. So that was really fun. And then afterwards, it was a really beautiful day. And Joe and I just decided to like walk around downtown and just like sort of explore and walk around. And we live near the Cuyahoga River. And so there's like steps and stuff that you can like walk down and like walk along the river and everything. And it was just a really nice night. So that was super fun. And then I stayed up too late reading this night, which was fine because Friday I was off work, so I could sleep in on Friday. But yeah, on Friday I was just super lazy. I guess I didn't finish An Enchantment of Ravens on Wednesday. I think I read quite a bit of it on Wednesday though. So Friday was my day that I finished up all of the books that I was mostly done with. I had 3 books that I was almost all the way done with. So I had like a really lazy, just like read all day kind of day. And this, I'm going to like put stuff down and then I'm going to pull it all up. So just completely ignore that. But I finished Enchantment of Ravens, and then I finished The Bride Test, which was the second book, like sort of, they're standalones, but they have some overlapping characters. It's like the second book to The Kiss Quotient, which I thought the Kiss Quotient, I liked it. It was like 3 stars. Like, I mean, it's kind of like smutty, which like, it was what it was, but like the plot, I still liked the characters. Like it had a plot. I just didn't like the characters in The Bride Test. I would not recommend it. I liked The Kiss Quotient, not a huge fan of this, like, all of the characters just felt kind of like paper husks, whereas the side characters and the kiss quotient felt like really fleshed out and like you cared about them and they were interesting. And here I didn't like the main couple either. They like I wasn't rooting for them. The whole thing was just kind of like weird and creepy. So yeah. And then I also finished A Conjuring of Light, which is one of the books in the darker shade of magic. I can't remember if that's the second or the third one. I literally don't remember at all. If it was the second one, that might be why I did not like the second book. I liked the first book. I thought the second one was meh, and then I really loved the final book in that series, but I can't remember what the name of any of them are. So, oops. But yeah, and then also there was a wasp in the house, and I was home alone. I am terrified of wasps, and I was able to trap it in, like, I got it to land on the screen door, and then I, like, trapped it between the doors, and then Joe, like, was brave and opened the screen door when he got home to, like, release it on the outside. Yeah, I hate wasps. And then I just hung out with Joe on Friday night, and I marked that with a half box and, like, a cute little couple sticker from Once More with Love. And then Saturday, I worked 9 to 5, and Joe was on call, so that worked out really well. And then I had a nail appointment after work. I just went straight to get my nails done, and then I picked up a poke from, like, a poke place next to the nail salon, and then ran into Giant Eagle to grab myself a bottle of wine so I could have, like, me time, hang out. I came home, I had an Amazon package, and then I had wine and read, and then watched YouTube, which is, like, my go-to me time thing. And most of the YouTube I watch, like, I feel like I tend to watch Plan With Me's because I like to watch Plan With Me's sped up. So I watch them all on, like, times 1.75 or times 2 speed. I'll watch them on my computer or on my phone, but if I'm gonna, like, sit and watch stuff on my TV, it's usually booktube videos or Bon Appetit videos, because I really like Bon Appetit. I love their videos, are just really fun. But yeah. And then on Sunday was just, like, a really, really chill day. I basically read all day. Again, I told you guys at the beginning, is why I marked it in the sidebar. Like, all I did was read all week. But Sunday, I had coffee and read. I'm, like, way far ahead of myself. I don't know. I feel like I used to always have the opposite problem. But I guess I forgot to mention that the chopsticks are from Paper and Milk, and then the foiled stethoscope is from Magic Prince Co. And I think everything else has just been from Once More with Love, Papershire. I kept it pretty simple this week. And then that one reading icon there is Wonton in a Million. I'm like, what's the word for that? A character sticker? That would, I guess. I don't know. But on Sunday, I had my coffee and read, and then marked that with a foil coffee cup from Magic Prince Co. And then I put down a half box to mark that I planned, and again used a Papershire planner. I feel like I've used a bunch of pastel pink kits in May, and they just work really well with Papershire colors. And, like, there was peach and green in this kit too, and it worked with all these samplers I had from her. So I just had the samplers out and was pulling as much as I could from those. It worked. So that, and then I also marked unloading the dishwasher. And then Sunday, I read and had wine, and then this was the night that the Game of Thrones documentary for the making of the final season was on, which actually was a pretty good documentary. It mostly followed behind the scenes people, and even if you don't watch Game of Thrones, you're like, I'm never going to watch Game of Thrones, I still thought it was a really cool documentary, just how much work went into making it, even though there were definitely some script issues. The people who were doing all of the shooting and the props and the hair and all that kind of stuff, and, like, the snack carts and the location directors, that kind of, or location scouts. It was just really cool seeing how something like that comes together on that magnitude. And also some of the extras, there's like one extra that's real funny, and he's one of like the main people that's followed throughout. So I actually did really enjoy that, even though the rest of this season was pretty much a flop for me. So yeah, this was the finished week. It was, again, like a really chill week, mostly just me reading and chilling out and doing boring adult things. But honestly, those are my favorite kind of weeks. It's nice when there's no emergencies, and the biggest emergency was that there was a wasp in my house. So thank you guys so much for watching. I just absolutely adore this kit and this spread, which is so weird because I'm not normally a pink girl, but I love this, and it's so shiny, and I love this wiggle. There's just all the gold confetti and everything is very shiny. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next video, guys. Bye!